On the 12th of August, 2026, the sun went out over Europe. A shadow 294 kilometers wide swept across Greenland, Iceland, and Spain. And for 2 minutes and 18 seconds, afternoon turned into night. Millions looked up at something no one alive in Europe had ever seen. But hidden inside those 2 dark minutes was a puzzle that has humiliated physicists for 150 years. Today, we follow the darkness and the scientists who chased it with jets and balloons to the hottest mystery in the solar system. Every total eclipse is a trick of perfect coincidence. The sun is 400 times wider than the moon, and almost exactly 400 times farther away. So from Earth, the 2 disks look the same size. When the moon slides between us and the sun, it fits over the solar disk like a lid on a pot, but only along a narrow path. Step inside it, and the world ends for a few minutes. The path on August 12th was barely 300 kilometers wide, yet it crossed 3 landmasses and 2 oceans in one morning. And it moved in a strange direction. This one began in Siberia and ran backward, east to west, past the North Pole itself. Then it came south, over Iceland, down the Atlantic, and cut Spain in half. The strangest eclipse of the day happened where almost no one was watching. On the Taimyr Peninsula in far northern Russia, the sun never sets in August. And at midnight local time, the moon moved in front of it. A total eclipse at midnight, under a sun that was never supposed to disappear. Iceland got the day's longest totality, 2 minutes and 18 seconds, off its western coast. The last time Iceland saw this was 1954. The next time will be 2196. No one alive will see that one. But Spain got something better. In 12 months, on August 2nd, 2027, another total eclipse crosses the country, coast to coast. 2 years in a row. For scientists, this was the alarm clock of a lifetime. Why chase an eclipse at all? Because of the corona. Switch off the sun's blinding face during totality, and a pale halo appears around the black moon. That halo is the corona, the sun's outer atmosphere, and it should not exist. The sun's surface burns at roughly 5,500 degrees Celsius. Instead, the corona blazes at about 1,000,000 degrees, hundreds of times hotter than the fire below it. It is like standing near a campfire and finding the smoke hotter than the flames. Physicists have argued about this for 150 years. The leading suspect is the sun's magnetic field, energy that somehow rises and dumps heat into the corona. But nobody has proven how. During totality, the corona is the only part of the sun visible to the naked eye. As eclipse hunter Amir Caspi puts it, an eclipse basically lets us see the sun at night. So they came. NASA lifted a WB-57 research jet to 50,000 feet above every cloud and chased the moon's shadow at 460 miles an hour. On the ground, totality lasts 2:18. In the jet, nearly 3 full minutes, with cameras snapping 20 images every second in visible and infrared light. Below the jet, students from American universities filled the Icelandic sky with 80 scientific balloons launched in a chain over 26 hours to watch the atmosphere react as daylight switched off. In Spain, 6 more balloons carried cameras hunting the moon's shadow racing across the Earth. One team, led by Shadia Habar of the University of Hawaii, set up 5 observing sites.
her 20th eclipse expedition since 1995. 5 sites. Because clouds are the enemy. Nature hands you 2 minutes. You build 5 chances to catch them.
Why spend millions on 2 dark minutes? Because the corona is the engine of space weather. The corona sheds coronal mass ejections, billion-ton clouds of magnetic plasma hurled at Earth. When they strike, satellites glitch, GPS drifts, and power grids feel it in their bones. In 1989, a geomagnetic storm knocked out an entire Canadian power grid. 6 million people sat in the dark for 9 hours in the dead of winter. Today, we only know if a plasma cloud will truly hit us when it passes a monitoring satellite, tens of minutes before impact. That is a coin flip. Understanding the corona's heating could let us read that plasma's magnetic fingerprint days earlier. The 2 minutes of darkness are not the story. They are the keyhole. Through it, scientists hope to see the storm coming before it arrives.
The eclipse has ended. The instruments are being packed. The balloons are drifting home. But the question survives. Why is the smoke hotter than the fire? Spain will help answer it in 12 months, when totality crosses the country again. Iceland will not see another total eclipse for 170 years. And somewhere, in a lab in Colorado, Amir Caspi is already processing the infrared frames. Every eclipse is different. Every one teaches the next. The darkness is brief. The questions are not. This is Botka Point, where every story has